Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest from my hotel in Las Vegas. Today I'm going to check out from Ilia the Skin Rewind Complexion Stick. Retails for $48 for 0.35 ounces, yes, or 10 grams of product. Looks like it is sold by weight. And this comes in 42 different shades. I have this in shade 9N Tupelo, which is described as light neutral. This is a weightless, firming, smoothing, ceramide peptide complex butterfly lavender kelp extract foundation. So it is one of those skincare infused foundations. It claims to blur immediately and firm and smooth skin over time. It is on the Clean at Sephora list. It has no added fragrance in it, and it is cruelty free. So let's take a look at the shade 9N swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's foundation from Ilia, the Skin Rewind Complexion Stick in shade 9N Tupelo. Second, I've got from Estee Lauder, the Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. Third up is MAC Studio Sculpt in NW15. And last, I've got from Wet n Wild, the Tinted Hydrator in Fair. I already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 49-year-old face. I have not primed today, mainly because I forgot to bring a primer with me. Now, when I opened my package, I was looking at it, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's a dent in the tube here, and I opened my package up, and I'm like, what the heck? It's dented. And then I'm like looking at the box, and I'm like, but it doesn't look like it got damaged in shipping. There's no damage to the box. No, then I looked online. It's just a little indentation to make it easier to hold, I suppose. I guess. I don't know. Do you hold it this way? I don't know. Well, okay. It's not dented. Just so you know. It's a little twist up tube. I was going for my summer shade here, so we'll see. I do have a brush. I've got my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush here, but stick foundations I usually end up preferring to blend in with my fingertips because the warmth kind of helps melt the product down. It's fragrance free, but still has some scent to it. I am going to use this as concealer as well. You know, fragrance free is usually referring to the ingredients, like added fragrance ingredients, but any ingredient in your product is still going to have a scent to it in most cases. So just because it's fragrance free doesn't mean it won't smell like something, if that makes sense. So when I'm talking about fragrance, I usually distinguish between fragrance as the ingredients and scent as what it smells like. So when you hear me talk about it, I am getting a little bit of pilling, which is surprising because I did my skincare like 2 hours ago, and I have very minimal skincare with me on this trip. I just have my No. 7 serum and my moisturizer. So interesting. It's not the most emollient formula, like it's not blending out super easily even with the warmth of my fingertips. I feel like it's pretty draggy, but it does seem to be covering nicely. I would call this light coverage to start. Of course, I haven't attempted to build anything up yet. And we're only on half the face because I want to kind of get a redness correction. There's definitely some coverage because I'm much more red and uneven on this side. I was wearing my glasses earlier, so ignore the glasses marks. There's half the face. This is definitely a true neutral. This does not seem to lean warm or cool. I'm neutral to leaning slightly cool in the winter time. So in the summer, I usually go neutral. In the winter, I usually go cool. But I'm borderline neutral, like just a hair to the cool side if I have no sun exposure whatsoever. I do wear sunscreen every day, but I still pick up some sun, like half a shade, normally throughout the summertime. Let's get this side. I think I'll try the brush, we'll see. But like as you see, it does take a little bit more work with a brush because you don't have the heat of your body heat on your fingertips to help you. So then I usually on cream or liquid foundations, I stipple, but you kind of have to buff when you're trying to blend out these stick foundations. I'm gonna take a little on my fingertips to get my super dark inner trough of my eye here, because this bed in this hotel is one of the worst beds I've ever slept in, or not slept, as my eyes are showing you. Get the nostrils. The coverage on this is nice. It's a really dry stick formula. It is not super emollient at all. I'm just kind of spot touching up to make sure I got everything. Did it all blend out is the question. I'm using my phone as my mirror. I have the big bathroom mirror back here, but of course it's a ways away. So I don't have my 10X with me. I do have my handy dandy little mirror in my Dragon Eye palette, which of course is not the same as having a 10X. All right. I also don't have the zoom in capability, so I'm just gonna get real close here. Hi, sorry if you have to look up my nose. I would say matte finish, definitely a dry application. Not that it looks dry, not in a bad way. It's not a critique, but it doesn't feel very hydrating. It doesn't feel not hydrated, like it doesn't feel drying. It just is a very dry stick, which I think is why it's a little bit harder to blend it out. Sometimes the more emollient sticks are a little bit easier. I do want to try and build up on my sunspots a little bit. Let's see if we can get them just a little more invisible. Not a huge difference. It built up a little bit. I think this will get to like light medium, and that's probably as high as we're gonna get. I'm gonna go on my blood vessel here, my little blue blood vessel that pokes out through my face. It's a skin-like finish. It's definitely doing some blurring. I am in the desert, so my dehydration is through the roof, meaning things like my smile lines are going to be more pronounced here, possibly my forehead lines more visible, because I am chronically dehydrated anyway, and you put me in the desert and I just can't keep up. Doesn't matter how much I drink. All right, there we are, starting out. That's where we're starting out. Okay, the only complaint is these dry formulas. I feel like I have to manipulate my skin a lot more, and I don't like to do a lot of tugging on my face because I don't want wrinkles. I don't know about this whole dent thing. I don't know that it makes anything any easier. It's just, I don't know how I'm supposed to hold this to use the dent. Maybe I just don't hold it right. That's just, okay. Okay. All right, let me go put the rest of my face on. Let me give you the time. Can you see it? It's 10:22 a.m. Let me put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. Back with the Ilia Skin Rewind complexion stick. I will say, they're not kidding about the smoothing. I don't have any filters on my phone camera. I am filming it on my phone because I'm traveling, but I have all my filters turned off. This is not portrait mode or anything like that. And my skin looks really smooth, like a soft focus skin smoothing kind of a thing. So I'll give it that. I will also say one upside of this drier formula is that powders blend on top of it like magic. Like I had not only no issues blending, but I think that also helps with the soft focus look because you don't get any harsh lines and the blending is just so easily smooth. So, okay, Ilia, okay. We'll see how this goes on the rest of my face. No surprises. I bring my tried and trues whenever I travel. Balm Desert Bronzer, Lawless Juicy Watermelon Blush, What's Up Beauty Serengeti Highlights, and my eyes. I love this palette so much. The Dragon Eye palette, I was hanging out on the blue and green side. This is from What's Up Beauty to match my tie-dye, which these will be available on my website soon. I have not posted them yet, so I will get them up soon, maybe by the time you see this. Oh, thank you, neighbors, for turning off your water. Yeah, so if they're available, I will link them down below by the time you see this. But What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette, What's Up Beauty Watch Me mascara. What liner do I have with me? Color Street gel eyeliner in my tight line. Did not set this with powder, and my lip is the Lawless Forget the Filler in Juicy Watermelon. All right, that's what's going on for the face. I'm going to, well, I have some editing to do. I'm here on a work trip, so got some work to do. Gonna do some work, and hopefully I will get out and about in a bit, give you guys a daylight check-in, and then I will come back tonight and give you my final thoughts. Get a daylight check-in out here. Still looking smooth. What do you think? It's probably noisy. I don't know if you can hear me, but that is where we're at right now. It's about 6 p.m. I'm about to go have some dinner at Nacho Daddy. Feeling a little dry, but we'll be all right. I'll be back in a bit. It is 8:46 p.m. That puts us right around the 10-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the Ilia Skin Rewind foundation stick that I'm holding upside down held up. Pretty good. Now, I did not have to blow my nose today because I did take my allergy medicine, which I did not take yesterday. But I do feel like I still lost some coverage on my nose. Maybe a little is lost on my chin. It still looks very smooth, but it is a little bit, my skin's a little dry now. Now, granted, I am in the desert and I am chronically dehydrated anyway, but I'm noticing it because like I can see fine lines under my eyes where I did take the foundation, and you know, I just get the drag lines more prominently here. Now my crow's feet you can always kind of see, especially when I, you know, smile or whatever, but when they kind of stay put, my skin is dehydrated, you know, and then these lines, you can't usually see as many of them when I have a more hydrating foundation on. So I don't think that it's a no-go for dry skin. I think I'm still going to wear it. I think it's very pretty. And it's a nice matte finish, which is kind of hard to pull off with dry skin. So especially in the desert, I think it does get some credit for being good enough to handle dry skin in the desert, at least in my book. I really do like the smoothing of it. Let me get as close in here as possible. And you guys can get a look here. Nothing exciting going on my forehead. My brows were very cooperative today. It's too bad you can't see them. So yeah, I like it. I like it. If I had to give a grade to the Ilia Skin Rewind, I'm gonna go A-. I think it's a beautiful foundation. I don't like how much I had to like rub my skin to get it to blend out, just because it's a little bit more of a dry formula. And because it's a little bit more dry, it's a little bit drier on dry skin as well, I think is kind of what's going on. But I think it's beautiful. The ingredients are lovely and it wore well. 10 hours, it's barely starting to wear. I think it's got a couple more hours in it where I would still feel fine being seen out in public with this face. So pretty darn good there, Ilia. There you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest from my hotel in Vegas is in the books. If you like foundation reviews, if you had fun with this one, give me a thumbs up down below. Let me know in the comments, what should I buy next? Because I keep a running list. I buy them all the time. The more requests I get for a specific thing, the more likely I am to go buy it. So let me know what you want to see. And check me out over on Patreon. I post some behind the scenes stuff and when I find good sales and things like that. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.